Learning to fly is a lot of fun, as well as being challenging, interesting, and rewarding. And once you earn your pilot certificate, you can start enjoying the use of a personal airplane right away. As a pilot, you'll be able to see the world from a new perspective and have the opportunity to fly all types of airplanes. From single-engine Cessnas and seaplanes to small jets and gliders, there's an airplane that fits the needs of everyone. And best of all, you can go where you want, when you want. In addition to the thrill and adventure of flying, some pilots choose to make it a career. In addition to airline flying jobs, other interesting aviation career opportunities include flying sightseeing tours, teaching aviation, agricultural application, corporate travel, law enforcement, military, and many more. Contrary to what you might think, learning to fly is easy. You can earn your pilot certificate in as little as 2 weeks. Now we're going to fly along on a trip that shows how intriguing flying a personal airplane can be. We're going to fly from Accomack County Airport, a fine facility on the Virginia coast, to the First Flight Airport near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the site of the Wright brothers' first powered airplane flight. Our airplane is a Cessna 172 Skyhawk, one of the finest training airplanes built, as well as an excellent personal airplane. The Skyhawk will easily go twice as fast as a car, and air travel distances are, on average, about 15% less than road distances. It's perfect for taking a few passengers along with you for a trip. We're beginning to take off now at Accomack.
Accomack County traffic, Skyhawk 12064, departing runway 21, Accomack County.
Lifting off the ground is one of the greatest thrills of flying, and a memorable experience on every flight. We'll first be flying to the east to get out over the coast of Virginia. Then we'll head south towards the First Flight Airport. We'll follow the coast as we fly along. This Skyhawk features a modern digital instrument panel designed and built by Garmin. This advanced yet easy-to-use system shows the pilot all the flight instruments on the primary display, such as airspeed and altitude. The right side display shows the pilot GPS maps and includes information depicting terrain, aviation charts, weather, and detailed airport information. Many aircraft also have the traditional analog instrumentation, using a variety of gauges and dials to present flight information. We'll teach you how to fly with both types of instruments in this course. A light airplane is truly a unique vehicle for seeing the world through a whole new perspective. You can really see everything from up here. Fly a trip and you'll really broaden your horizons. But regardless of how many times you fly, you'll always see something new. This is the ideal use of a general aviation aircraft, flying from convenient airports like Accomack to places like Kitty Hawk, which would take much longer by car and is impossible to reach by airline travel. When you take off from your local airport, you'll have access to over 5,400 public-use airports in America alone. And the Caribbean is just a short hop away for many pilots. We're almost to Norfolk and Virginia Beach now, ahead and off to the right. Under the wing, you'll see Fisherman's Island, a national wildlife refuge. This shows up clearly on our GPS display. We can also reference the landmark on our aviation chart. It's a simple matter of comparing what you see on the ground to the features on the chart. Extending from this island is the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, connecting the eastern coast of Virginia with Norfolk and the Virginia Beach area. A tunnel allows ships to pass into the bay. We're now over at the Virginia Beach area. Off to the right, you'll see Naval Air Station Oceana. We make sure to keep plenty of distance from this protected airspace. As we approach the First Flight Airport, we prepare for our initial descent to the runway. We listen to the weather report over the radio to determine the wind at first flight. We always land as much into the wind as possible. Some airports, like Virginia Beach, which we passed earlier, have control towers. But most airports, like First Flight, do not have enough traffic to justify an air traffic control tower. Instead, pilots use a frequency to announce their position as they maneuver around to land.
First flight traffic, Skyhawk 12064, 10 miles to the north, inbound for landing runway 2, first flight.
We're now arriving at the First Flight Airport. Before landing, we'll circle above to check out the sights from the air. The runway is at the top of the screen, and the Wright Brothers Memorial is just below in the middle of the circular path. Just under the wing, you can see the field where the Wright brothers made the first powered flight more than 100 years ago. As we position to land, we'll fly the downwind leg of the traffic pattern. As we start the descent, we'll lower the flaps to allow us to fly slower for landing. We'll then turn a base leg 90 degrees to the landing runway. A turn towards the runway will set us up for the final approach. Our goal here is to stay aligned with the runway and fly at the proper speed and angle right up to landing. Managing the speed, power, and altitude properly for a good landing is one of the fun challenges in flying. The runway at first flight is plenty long enough for a Cessna Skyhawk, but our goal is to land in the first 1/3. After we land and taxi over to parking, we head over to explore the Wright Brothers National Memorial, an historic and inspirational landmark for anyone interested in aviation. Thanks for flying with us, and we hope this whetted your appetite for both flying and using airplanes for travel. This Sporty's video course is part of our What You Should Know series, because that's the way the information is presented. You get what you should know at each stage of your training. Sporty's Learn to Fly course is delivered in a modular format, providing training paths or modules to become a recreational, sport, or private pilot. This format will allow you to personalize your learning experience based on your goals. Follow the instructions included with your course to determine the path that is right for you. This is Volume 1 of an integrated system that combines video segments with flight and ground lesson plans, knowledge test preparation, and a PTS study guide to professionally and thoroughly prepare you for the FAA knowledge, oral, and flight tests. Everything is here, and nearly all of the content was developed in and around airplanes, just like the trip you saw to Kitty Hawk. Watching video is not a substitute for good instruction. You'll need plenty of that. But this course is absolutely the best companion for good flight instruction. It gives you material to review at home and on the go before and after your flying lessons. This course contains much more than the FAA minimums and is designed to make you a safe and confident pilot. Your host for this course is Rob Ryder, a pilot since 1983. He's an award-winning airshow announcer and hosts many other Sporty's videos, a true aviation enthusiast. In addition to the basic information, Rob will be sharing with you valuable aviation insight from Sporty's experienced staff. There are well over 100 years of flight instructing experience among the Sporty's instructional team. In addition to the core information, occasionally we'll stop and take a closer look at a related topic of interest. We're using the popular Cessna 172 Skyhawk as our training airplane, but you'll find references to other airplanes throughout the course. To further enhance the value of this course to your actual flying, it's our privilege to introduce you to Richard L. Collins, hosting segments we call Air Facts. During the Air Facts segments, you're going to get a dose of the real world of flying from one of aviation's most experienced and prestigious authorities. Dick has written or edited over a dozen books, but is probably best known for his time as editor-in-chief of Flying magazine. And today, he brings his vast experience to you in these Air Facts segments. Flying is challenging, interesting, and downright fun, and there's absolutely no reason that your flying lessons shouldn't be thoroughly enjoyable as well. Next, Rob is going to get you started on the subject of weather, which is important to flying. The weather was quite nice for our trip to the First Flight Airport. You'll focus a lot of your ground and flight training on weather, since it plays such an important role in aviation. Now, let's join Rob Ryder for more on weather.